us, man. Quit playing, man. I looked at you like a little brother, and then I ain't really that mad at you because you just a little easily influenced. Like I'm really mad at that Floyd because he got you doing this.
Oh, okay.
But in a real fight time with 8-ounce gloves on, bye.
The thing about Tank is just assuming he's going to be able to step up and fight an A-level guy. He's never even fought a B-level guy. He's never even unified. And not only is he fighting these low-level guys.
Recent events have ignited a heated debate within the boxing community following Gervonta "Tank" Davis's latest bout against Lamont Roach. In the aftermath, Adrien Broner shared his perspective, claiming the fight was rigged and that Roach was unjustly robbed of a victory he deserved. Adding to the controversy, Floyd Mayweather has also stepped forward, shedding light on the truth behind the unfolding drama.
If this kid said he'd been training every day, for years, every day in boxing, I'm somewhere in Aruba, in the Bahamas, in Dubai, I'm traveling the world on my jet, making millions.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis rose from the tough streets of Baltimore to establish himself as one of boxing's most dynamic and thrilling talents. Renowned for his explosive knockout power and magnetic charisma, Davis rapidly climbed the ranks, securing multiple world titles across various weight classes. His partnership with Floyd Mayweather's promotional company further boosted his career, solidifying his status as a potential heir to Mayweather's legacy. However, as Davis's star continued to rise, tensions began to emerge. Adrien Broner, once a close associate, felt increasingly sidelined as Davis aligned himself more closely with Mayweather's camp. In a candid interview, Broner addressed Davis's departure from Mayweather Promotions, bluntly stating, "I don't care." This comment hinted at deeper friction between the two fighters, revealing cracks in their once strong connection.
No, I haven't talked to him about it, but we talked about it before. Yeah. We talked about it a few times, but now that he is doing his own thing, I hope the best for him, I hope he is as big as the world. I don't care, I just want to do good.
He keeps alluding that there was something wrong there, that he wasn't happy with the support that he was getting. Is there something there from what he's saying, from what your relationship with him?
That's not really for me to come out and talk about. I'll wait until he's comfortable with saying and letting people know his business. But now that he's on his own, I hope it grows.
Adrien Broner and Gervonta "Tank" Davis once shared a bond that extended far beyond the boxing ring. Broner, a former multi-division world champion, took Davis under his wing, mentoring him through the early stages of his career. Their close friendship was undeniable, with Broner often affectionately calling Davis his little brother. However, Broner has since opened up about the growing rift between them. He reflected on a time when the two were inseparable but admitted that their relationship has since become strained. Broner suspects that Davis felt let down by him at some point, which has led to the current tension and awkwardness between them.
Like right now, me and Tank, it's weird because he loved me to death. He know I love him to death, but we don't talk every day how we used to. Nigga, it used to be a time where you ain't see me without Tank, or you ain't see Tank without me. But what happened was, I think what happened was, he just like, damn, bro. I feel like he look up to me so much. It's like I let him down. Cause he's somebody that really know like what I can do and how good I am. And it's like, he feel like, man, you tripping. You know what I mean?
Broner admitted that he didn't have the resources or means to fully support Davis's rapidly growing career. Acknowledging this, he decided to introduce Davis to Floyd Mayweather, believing it was the best move for Davis's future. Reflecting on the decision, Broner stated, "I didn't have everything, and that's why I gave Tank to Floyd." This gesture highlighted Broner's recognition of his limitations and his desire to see Davis thrive under Mayweather's guidance.
I brought him to the gym with an AB shirt on.
Ooh, true story.
But I didn't have everything right yet. Everything wasn't moving yet. I was a little slow on my feet. So I gave him the floor. And every time we bring it up, Floyd like, "Thank you, AB. You gave me a good one."
Does that feel like a win for BOMBSHELL Promotions as well?
Of course, because at the end of the day, I don't care who promotes Gervonta Davis. I'm still gonna support him. Same way.
You know, he's a little brother to me.
Tank been around us since he was like 17, 16. Adrien was already famous on TV and everything. He brought him on the internet. Floyd didn't even know him. Flew him out, let him live with him.
Yeah.
Under Mayweather's mentorship, Davis experienced tremendous success, solidifying his place as one of boxing's rising stars. However, their relationship was not without its difficulties. Reports suggest that Mayweather was often outspoken about Davis's performances during fights, occasionally critiquing him in public. This dynamic created tension and played a role in Davis's decision to leave Mayweather Promotions. Seeking greater control and independence in his career, Davis ultimately chose to forge his own path, stepping away from Mayweather's guidance to carve out his legacy on his own terms.
Tank venced out on social media. He's been through a lot, you know, throughout his life. So, but I take my hat off to him. I'm proud of him. Saturday night we had a game plan, and you know, a lot of times when he says certain things on social media, I say, you know, he's to me he's still a kid, and when I was that age, I probably would have did the same thing. I didn't have a Floyd Mayweather to stand behind me and tell me, you know, about what's right and what's wrong. He got the job done, but my hat off to Ryan Garcia, tough competitor, tough fighter, and the best.
The recent bout between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach concluded in a controversial majority draw. A key moment unfolded in the 9th round when Davis took a knee after absorbing a jab from Roach. Under normal circumstances, this would have been ruled a knockdown, but the referee chose not to penalize Davis, allowing the fight to proceed without interruption. This decision sparked debate and added to the contentious nature of the match's outcome.
What if Tank Davis is a fraud, right? Let's just put it out there. What if he's a fraud? I know what you guys are thinking. Jerry, stop it. You're hating. There's no way. You don't know that. I don't know. We've never seen him fight a B-level fighter. Mario Barrios, these guys aren't B-level. Frank Martin ain't B-level guys. Stop the bullshit. It's always a thought in the back of my head, right? And I don't think Tank is a fraud. I would pick him over Devin Haney, a guy I'm really high on still after the Ryan Garcia situation, and Vasily Lomachenko, a guy I'm still high on at this old age. But we really don't know. There's really no evidence backing that he could beat Devin Haney or Lomachenko. Everything about Tank is just assuming he's going to be able to step up and fight an A-level guy. He's never even fought a B-level guy. He's never even unified. Like, not only is he fighting these low-level guys, but he's not looking the most impressive doing so. I mean, Frank Martin, he was arguably down to. He was down against Rolly Romero. He was down against Mario Barrios. You know, even Isaac Cruz was a very close fight, a 7-5 fight. And yes, of course, he's getting a knockout against, you know, most of these guys. I'm not going to sit here and argue that. But we got to admit, Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez, they're going to be a lot harder to knock out than Mario Barrios and Leo Santa Cruz. We got to admit this. So what happens if the knockout doesn't present itself? It's safe to assume Tank is going to be down tremendously on the scorecards. Like I said, I don't think Tank is going to get exposed or nothing. He's not going to be an elite fighter when he steps up in competition. But it's something in the back of my mind. What if Tank is just a B-level guy? What if he's just a guy who's been beat on C and D-level guys and he's really a B?
The referee's choice not to count Davis's knee as a knockdown ignited widespread outrage among fans and boxing analysts. Many argue that this oversight significantly impacted the fight's outcome, potentially robbing Roach of a well-earned victory. Allegations of the fight being rigged quickly surfaced, with some critics directing blame toward Davis's camp and the officiating team. Commentators Andrew Schultz and Charlemagne weighed in on the controversy during their discussion of the Davis-Roach fight. They asserted that if the knee had been correctly ruled a knockdown, Roach's victory would have been all but guaranteed. Their conversation underscored growing concerns about the consistency and integrity of officiating standards in the sport of boxing.
Won this fight. When the fight was over, the first thing I said was, it's either going to be a draw or it's going to be a close decision to Lamont Roach. If they call this knee a knockdown, which they should have.
They should have.
A knee in boxing should count as a knockdown. It is what it is. We're not going to sit here and act like it's not. He wins that fight.
Yeah. Look at his confidence, though. He's stalking Gervonta.
I'm going to tell you when his confidence went through the roof. After Gervonta took that knee and then went to his corner, Gervonta came back with a flurry.
And
Gervonta was landing.
And Lamont handled it all.
Handled it. After that, I was like, oh, Lamont ain't scared at all.
Look at
this. It's in the 6th round.
But look at his defense. Like, Lamont's defense is absolutely phenomenal. He's always ready to punch back. Look at him. Phenomenal.
And Tank was hitting him hard.
Yeah.
Look at Roach's face at the end of the fight. He's swollen.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like Tank wasn't landing on him.
Nah, this kid can both of them.
Roach
this
is tough, man. And then it's the whole Maryland, DC thing. Like, Roach can't get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? He get knocked out. I got to go back to DC. He got knocked out by Tank.
Nah, I can't do it.
He's fighting for a whole city.
Yeah. And it's really Baltimore, DC.
Baltimore, DC.
You know,
that's right.
The rest of Maryland, nobody's really giving a fuck. That's the real, you know what I mean? Like, if you're from Buckhead or wherever the fuck, what's the, no, not Buckhead.
I don't know.
There's some shit that, like,
no disrespect, Maryland. I only know Baltimore.
It's where all the white people live that work in DC but don't want to live there.
Oh, you talk about
PG
where,
County?
no, you talking about where that fucking, where the resort is. Oh, I know exactly. I was just there. I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't remember right now.
Anyway.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But we've had 2 very high-level boxing matches in the last few weeks. The Beterbiev and Bivol fight and this one. Like, this is boxing at its best.
It's at its fucking best. It's make you love the sport,
It
man.
really does.
And this is why boxing is a great sport, because it's so unpredictable.
Yep.
But I'm telling you, it was something about Roach's confidence that was like, made me feel like, oh, Roach gonna be all right in that fight.
Look at that. Look at that. These guys are in a phone booth.
Good boxing, man.
Both of them, yeah. Like,
Good boxing.
I want to watch this 3.
During the 9th round, Gervonta Davis unexpectedly took a knee, attributing the action to eye irritation caused by hair grease. Roach Jr. expressed doubt about this explanation, questioning how Davis could suddenly experience such discomfort when there had been no signs of trouble earlier in the fight. Roach Jr. stressed that, regardless of the cause, whether sweat or another irritant, a fighter cannot simply halt the match to seek help from their corner. He emphasized that such actions disrupt the flow of the fight and raise questions about fairness and adherence to the rules.
So obviously the part with the grease in the eye, that took on a life of its own, you know what I'm saying? That was a headline in the fight. One is, what did you think when he said that initially, just like the grease in the eye? But 2 is like, when you was in the fight, was there any point that you saw that? Like, did you see like him kind of messing with his eye, or did you have any indication that that was something that was bothering him?
No, see, and that's the thing. If you look at the whole fight, he was never bothering his eyes before
you jabbed him.
Before I jabbed him. Even that right hand that, like, you know what I'm saying, that kind of landed, he kind of rolled with it. But after that, you could see him wipe his eye. And then, right after I hit him with the jab, you could see him wipe his other eye. So it's like, it was corresponding to which hand that I punched him with and exactly which eye. So it's like crazy for him to say, it's grease in my eye. And I think even when he say that, you could see me, because I'm right beside him, you could see me like, nigga, what you talking about? So,
but you say you don't think he willing though.
Whatever. See, but who cares? Like, sweat gonna get in your eye, blood gonna get in your eye.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Spit fucking around and get in your eye. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like you can be like, all right, time out, ref. Hold on,
Take no
ref.
time out.
You can't do that.
Right. Would you be cool with Steve Willis doing the next fight?
Hell no.
He can't do the next fight.
No, he can't do the next fight.
Right.
No.
Pops, it's a no?
Hell no.
Yeah, fuck that nigga.
Yeah.
You know how many
Coach Ben on him, man. He lucky he ain't running Coach Ben out of that fight.
But look how many times he fucked the fight up though. The knee, him going to the corner to get assistance, like, who knows? Not saying that they did any cheating shit or nothing like that. But like, he wiped his face with a towel. You can't do that.
Right.
You can't do none of that.
Right.
That's a disqualification. You turned your back on the ref after you took a knee. Usually the ref will be like, all right, he don't want to fight no more. Fight's off.
Renowned boxing trainer Greg Hackett has shared his thoughts on the possibility of a rematch between Davis and Roach Jr. Hackett believes Roach Jr. would enter a second fight with the same intensity and determination, focused on securing a clear and decisive victory. On the other hand, he suggests that Davis might be reluctant to agree to a rematch, potentially due to concerns about facing Roach Jr.'s relentless style over another grueling 12-round contest. Hackett's perspective highlights the psychological and strategic factors that fighters and their teams weigh when considering future matchups, offering a deeper understanding of the complexities behind such decisions.
Bet on another draw. Bet on the draw.
Yeah.
It's the best way to go. Bet on the draw. That's where I think you make the money. I think what they gonna do is they gonna even the odds so big, so crazy, that you ain't gonna make no money betting on either one of them individually.
Yeah.
So the money gonna be on the odds. That's just what I think. It didn't come out yet, but if they fight in Vegas and they fight, and to be honest, I don't like that. Fight in Vegas. Bring it back on over to the East Coast. I don't like that.
The DMV makes sense.
I don't like how that smells. Something about the smell when you said Vegas. I don't like how that sounds.
I know a lot of people don't realize that, like, no camp is perfect.
Yeah.
I quote when Gervonta was dealing with some stuff ahead of the fight, like some serious shit. Now,
yeah,
no excuse. Lamont put on a great show, but I'm curious to see what is he going to look like with his plate laying clean now.
Right. I think, honestly, it don't matter whether he going through something or not. You know why? He respects Lamont, and we seen it. And I'm not just saying that because of how Lamont did. I'm talking about you really could see Tank had a lot of respect for Lamont. I got them starting off from the last fight, round 13, going right back into it. And it's going to be a rumble.
So you feel like because of how the first fight went, there's not going to be no filling out, they just going to jump right into it and get busy?
Yeah, because what Lamont knows is if I don't win convincingly, if I don't knock him out, or if I don't beat the shit out of him, they not gonna give it to me. Tank know I can't go another 12 again, cause they gonna really say I have been exposed. That's one of the famous words. He's exposed. He exposed them. You know what I mean? That's the shit everybody say now. So Tank not trying to hear that neither. So Tank gonna be really going there seek and destroy, but Lamont gonna be on the scene.
Before the controversy, Davis had few options for high-profile fights. However, the disputed outcome of his match with Roach Jr. has reignited interest in a rematch, offering Davis a chance to settle the debate and solidify his position in the division. A rematch could provide Davis with an opportunity to demonstrate his resilience and ability to adapt, potentially opening doors for future clashes with other elite opponents. This scenario not only allows Davis to address the contentious result but also positions him to reassert his dominance in the sport.
Available options for meaningful fights that look realistic in the here and now, right? He tried to fight Lomachenko. Loma said he didn't want to fight, so that fell out the window in 2024. Maybe it can be revisited. Rayo just lost to Gary Antoine Russell. I was looking at Rayo as a possible Tank foe. We do know that Team Tank reached out to Team Rayo at a point. So fast forward to the future. Shakur is doing deals with Turkey and Eddie Hearn. Seems like an obstacle. Tank says Eddie Hearn's a snake in the suit, and he doesn't seem to jive well with Turkey. Like he's like, this picture looks like a cult. It looked weird. And he's taking shots at the whole movement. You know what I mean? The whole Saudi stuff. So for me, I think this is great for Tank Davis because now you can rob the bank twice, run it back, fans feel a type of way, which we'll talk about more, and you get to, like I said, rob the bank twice, run it back, get the clarity that boxing fans want, and then you can worry about the next move. Now, this is funny. I tell you guys all the time, there's a lot of low quality content in the world of boxing, right? The usual suspects, the resistance.
In their first encounter, Roach Jr. put on an impressive performance, pushing Davis to his limits and turning the fight into a tightly contested battle. Despite his strong showing, the scorecards failed to fully capture his dominance in several rounds, a discrepancy some attribute to Davis's established reputation and his prominence in pay-per-view events. This situation has reignited debates about potential scoring biases and the extent to which a fighter's marketability might influence judges' decisions. The Davis vs. Roach Jr. fight has sparked widespread discussions about in-ring conduct, the fairness of officiating, and the intricacies of arranging rematches in professional boxing. As the boxing world awaits potential next steps, the evolving narratives of both fighters highlight the sport's ever-changing and often unpredictable landscape.
Good footwork, really disciplined footwork. You never saw him lunging in. You never saw him lunging in. He was never able to time him. Gervonta Davis, he was never able to time Roach. He edged his way forward. It was discipline personified. That is what you need to do against a counterpuncher. You can't make mistakes, you can't overcommit. And that is what Roach did. I also thought Roach was great with the left hook. The left hook landed pretty well. And we saw Gervonta taking a lot more clean shots than we've seen in recent fights. I mean, he really was doing really well. And it was up close as well. It was up close. He worked really well on the inside, Roach. And he was punching on the turn as well. So when Gervonta was trying to, use lateral movement and pivot out, Roach would follow him around and keep throwing punches. And that was really good as well because, when a counter puncher or when anybody is on the move like that, it's extremely hard for them to counter you. So that is when you can commit a little bit more. And there were moments in the fight when Gervonta was in front of him with a high guard and Roach was throwing 3-4 punch combinations. Most of them weren't landing, but you'd get the third shot in or the fourth shot in. And overall, I just felt like it was a great game plan from Roach. I really did. And I have to be honest, during the fight, mid-rounds, I was like, okay, I expect it to start slipping away from now. I'd sort of almost built this narrative in my head of what I normally see with a Tank Davis fight. And before the fight, I was saying, first few rounds, expect Roach to probably rack up a few points. Gervonta will start to work him out, down the information, and then we'll start timing him. But as it went on, it just didn't happen. It just never came. And Roach rolled on, and he did such a good job. And I think that, look, I'm giving Roach all the credit here. It was close regardless. This was a close fight. He didn't win all the rounds. There were moments where Gervonta was having a little more success than landing those shots to the body, landing clean punches.
That wraps up today's video. Stay tuned for more.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. For more exciting videos, make sure to hit the bell icon and stay updated. Subscribe to Boxing Hub now for all the latest in boxing. And